Hey there, this is your grand guide to IS6, the SWE team integrated strategies. There's lots of people online stating that this is either the worst, hardest IS ever. But I'm going to start with a hot take by saying that to me, this is the easiest IS ever. I found IS5 to be the easiest, but it gets repetitive because of that broken artifact you get to use. But in the case of IS6, lots of difficult concepts, but once you get used to what you're doing in these integrated strategies, I do think that some of you will actually find it easy as well, and at the same time also the most fun IS ever to play. This IS makes it such that you feel forced to play because there's a Raidian to unlock, a beautiful 6-star and a powerful one as well, so people who never played IS before are playing it for the first time and this kind of overwhelms you. So I'm going to teach you how to get through this IS, and just to make sure that I'm not tooting my own horn here, I have already reached Ascension 15, I've cleared it a bunch of times on Ending 1 and Ending 2, I've not cleared Ending 3 yet, but I don't have to because you guys just need to unlock Raidian or even try to understand how to enjoy this IS, so being able to do that on those first two endings is more than enough. So let me teach you how to play it. No Ascension 15 when filming this video because most of you haven't even cleared a single ending yet, so Ascension 0 for me. No matter the starting squad, just pick whatever buff you like and pick the squad that can give you a 6-star you're comfortable to use. However, you will have heard that Raidian is very powerful in this IS, super strong and cheap to recruit. So what I suggest is to pick a squad that has a supporter ticket and then use the support unit feature to either borrow from a friend or a non-friend. So you might take a few refreshers in order to locate a Raidian, but as soon as you see the Raidian right there, just recruit it and then use her within your runs. As to the other units, pick whatever that you think is good. Whenever you come onto a new floor, you're gonna see this coin tossing mechanic. So the idea of the coin tosses is that you always get 3 coins for every floor that you enter. So at your Ascension level, you will have an inventory or coffer of 7 coins. Every floor will take 3 of these 7 coins. The rule of this is very simple. Make sure that 7 coins are effects that you want to experience. They're all usually just benefits, so have the best 7 coins so that every time you roll, you get the best outcome that you want. IS6 introduces a brand new mechanic which is called the Talisman. If it attaches onto your units will take damage and also be unable to use their skills. The way to handle them is either to outrange them, meaning you kill them as fast as possible so that they don't touch your units, don't place any units in the way of the talismans, or just make sure that your units can quickly kill the talisman as soon as it's attached onto them. Whenever you complete a stage, you're going to get recruitment vouchers, but the new mechanic is the fact that you can keep these recruitment vouchers as you see on the top right. My suggestion is to regularly try to keep those vouchers. You tend to not want to spend them all that much until you reach the later floors. Reason being, there is a new candle lighting mechanic, which is both to enter the brand new Wonderland stage and also to make sure that the cost of recruiting or promoting your units is cheaper. So just keep it, trust me, you'll like it later. Another new mechanic in this IS is the statue guys, which is the thing you see on the left of Raidian. It has a high amount of HP and you can destroy it or disable it. You can disable it by spending 20 DP. The reason why you want to destroy or disable it is because it spawns either talismans or extra enemies. In this case, you can see talismans coming out of its mouth. So I'm going to disable it with 20 DP, and I also want to be able to destroy it. But do take note that destroying it needs you to understand one concept, which is it will take reduced damage for anyone not in the 4 tiles around it. So in terms of like a plus sign, if your units are placed inside it, they will be able to do the full damage. If it's not, then it's going to be 75% less damage. So you don't want to outrange it basically. If you do destroy it, you will get 4 ingots, which is desirable. Why wouldn't you want 4 ingots? So I'm just going to place it over here, use Raidian skill 2, so that Raidian skill 2 can help me to outrange and hit that thing. And there you go, I can enjoy 4 ingots very soon. There is also treasure chest within this game mode, and simple logic as you see in IS5 as well, just destroy the treasure chest, and in that case I just got 2 ingots. When you enter the shop, simple stuff, just buy whatever that you want, especially buy the collectibles that will benefit your units. In the case of this, I have Vanguard. Again, I'm just going to conserve this particular ticket. There is the ability for you to promote your units, but later on you will realize that there is a bit of a cost benefit to this because you might want to promote someone early, but yet at the same time you can't exactly candlelight them. We'll explain to you what candlelighting is in just a little bit. You will come across a lot of risk coins during your run, and risk coins again are not bad. They tend to have a benefit, but it also comes with a downside. If you can bear with the downside to enjoy that benefit, then take it. If you can't, then don't do it. Okay, wander into Wonderland, which is going to be a new friend. You'll always see at the end of floor 1 and 4, and in the middle of 2, 3, and 5. It's up to you whether or not you want to actually get inside of it. So, the way that it works is that you will get candles to enter into it. Always pick the candle option, do not pick the hope option. Then after you pick it up, it'll ask you if you want to get in or if you want to stay out of it. You might want to get in at floor 1 because some of you might want to spend either your life points, your hope, your ingots, or if you just want to get more recruitment vouchers that you can use into the next node that is candle holder. But for a lot of people, they tend to not enter on floor 1 because they feel that they have no units that can endure the fighting nodes. The fighting nodes need you to ensure that your operators are candle lit, and in the case of floor 1, you have no one that's candle lit. So don't worry about leaving this because you can still use the candles for later. It will be conserved and then later on you'll have more candles to spend to run around in the Wonderland. So in this situation, I'm gonna leave. Second floor. And I'm gonna get another coin toss. Again, make sure that it's the best 7 coins you have so that when it rolls, you get the things that you wanna see. You can also get nothing depending on how many coins you have. So immediately on the second floor, the first node that you always see is the Pathfinder, which is where you can use your conserved recruitment vouchers. I always like to pick the route, by the way, with the Wonderland, because Wonderland is just going to be a joy for you the more you learn about it. So I'm going to go down, and then in this case, it'll ask you if you want to light the candle for someone, or if you want to use the recruitment vouchers. If you light a candle for someone, all you're doing is to give them a candle. It doesn't promote them or recruit anybody. So I don't suggest that you use it. Get used to using the top one, where with all your recruitment vouchers, you will notice that it says hope cost -2. So instead of recruiting, for instance, my Innes at 6 hope that I would have done in the earlier floor, now Innes is only at 4 hope, a lot cheaper. So I'm going to use it, and Innes is now a candle guest. Just like that. I can also use the recruitment voucher again because I just want to promote her and use it at a cheaper amount. And then likewise for the guard, I'm going to pick, who's a handy guard? I'm going to pick Lei Zi. So if I were to have just rawly picked them from the recruitment voucher, by now I would have run out of hope and not be able to pick my second 6-star. But now, I have 2 6-stars that I get to use in my run. Okay, I've put my camera down for a reason because I want you to see my life points. I'm going to get into Wonderland, and this time it's going to ask me to, again, pick up the candles, and whether or not I want to get inside of it. Because I have so much life points and ingots right now to spend, I'm actually going to enter on this second floor so that I can pick up some collectibles and maybe recruitment vouchers that I can use into the later part of my run. And now, let's warp in. Welcome to the Shifei border. Again, there will be coin tossing that happens over here. I've already ran out of all the benefits because all of them had turned into regular coins, and that's fine. So, welcome to the start over here. The reason why I'm exposed to one more node is because it's Raidian's benefit. She can expose one node when you enter this part. So, trade always spends life points. And as I said, I have so much of the currency that I'm very tempted to use it. So, try to make sure that you open up the map as much as possible on the first entry that you do. In this case, the 2 trades are opening up into the left and the right. It's quite a symmetrical map actually. I'm going to use the trade that is on the right. And I have a bit of a rule of thumb whenever I purchase my stuff here. Make sure that you drop your life points down to 1. Because there is a certain node where in order for you to traverse, you will want to have 1 life point. Don't have any strays and be comfortable to play at 1 life point. You should have been accustomed if you play IS5, but if this is your first IS, just always drop your life points to 1. That's basically how you play Arknights all the time anyways. Try not to have any leaks. So in this case, I have 11 life points. To drop it down to 1, I need to spend 10. So I'm just gonna buy the artifacts that will amount it to 10. Do not care if the artifacts for here will actually benefit you or not. It's just more important that you drop down to 1. Either try to recruit operators that now benefits with the things that you've picked, or just take it. Okay, I'm done shopping, so I'm just gonna navigate this maze. This gives me max life points, which is nice, but I want to stay at 1 life point, so I'm not gonna do that first. I'm gonna go up, it gives me objective shield. Good, lets me leaks a little bit if I want to. And then on top, I have doubts. So let's see what this one says. So there's some rules over here in order for you to get past this node. Since I can't fulfill any of them right now, I'm just gonna have to get out of here. Do take note that entering a doubt node doesn't spend any candle. You can just enter it to check what the conditions are in order for you to get past this node. So in this case, I'm just going to head down via the legend so that I can see what this is. So for this one, this is just going to give me an artifact. I'm going to say all operators shall enjoy steady stability so that they can get some nice little buff. Okay, defense down when they are weightless. That's not going to be easy for me to fulfill. Another doubt right below. Let's see the condition for this one. So this says have 4 or more Yen operators. Do take note that Yen isn't just Sui siblings. There's a lot of Yen units. You might want to go and check up on what the list is. Some of them are 4 stars, some of them are 5 stars. You can easily recruit them. You don't have to use them in your run. Just recruit them so that you can reach that idea. If you want to ignore the top condition, you can do so. Fulfilling the top condition will give you 2 collectibles. Doing the one in the middle will give you 1 collectible. So I took my leave from that doubt note since I can't fulfill the top condition. I would love to, but not yet, I suppose. This legend doesn't go anywhere, and I want to open up the map as I said. So in this case, I'm going to go to the trade that's on the left. I can't buy anything, but I can check out what's within this shop. Some recruitment vouchers, some artifacts. Take a picture if you can't memorize what's happening over here. Some of you might care to memorize. If you don't give a damn, you think you'll never come back here, then just leave the store. So I spent a candle for that. Now I'm stuck because there is a turmoil, which means that I have to defeat all these enemies in the stages. In this case, you're checking out the candlelit operators that I currently have. I've got Ines, I've got Lei Zi. I need to consider whether or not just with these 2 people can I actually clear the stage. If I don't think that I can, then I'm gonna have to leave for this current point in time. You know what? I'm feeling ballsy. I think these 2 units can do it. I'll enter. Let's go. I'm gonna try to do this by placing Ines over here. Come on, Ines, don't die. Don't die. Turn on your skill. Kill this guy for me. Ooh, good job, Ines. I'm gonna place Lei Zi probably right over here. And then afterwards, using Lei Zi's skill 1, we're gonna use her bum to do a nice bum hit. Boom! Whoa! She killed the guy. Now I got 2 shielders to kill. Come on, come on. I don't think I can kill the rat, unfortunately. The rat's kind of powerful, so yeah, I'm not gonna give it a go. I'm not gonna try on that one. I'm gonna place Ines back over here. Let Ines try to damage the shielder guy, but the shielder guy has high defense, so I'm not so sure about that. Okay, Ines, bait for me, just a little bit. Alright, good that you hit the tower. So that guy is gonna have less ammo, probably. Come on, let's use Ines' skill again. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Just do some damage so that you can help Lei Zi out. Just a little while. Oh! Lei Zi stun! Lei Zi stun! Come on, bomb shot. Woohoo! So, get used to the stages, by the way. You don't have to clear the stages with a full squad of candlelit units. You need to try to get familiar with what happens within the stages so that even with, 2 people, 3 people, you can actually still easily do it. Like that. If you clear a turmoil stage, you'll be able to get some good rewards. So you'll get ingots, you'll get coupons, which I haven't explained what coupons does yet. And then you can get a collectible usually, and also a recruitment voucher. So in this case, I am going to conserve the recruitment voucher. I don't see the need to spend. It's always good to keep the vouchers on your hand. It was nice that I managed to clear that turmoil stage on first try, but what happens when you don't do so? So for example, this stage there is Avarice. Let's see if Ines and Lei Zi can do it. So I'm going to start off the stage by placing Ines over here so that she can help me to kill the flowers that's on the left, just like that. Okay, she did a good job. I'm going to remove her. I'm going to place Lei Zi over here and let her do some slow charging. And then I'm just going to wait for Ines to be redeployed. Now that egg is really growing up to be huge, and this egg mechanic seems to be, extra HP when you do not have anyone within his range. So I'm just going to place Ines over here to deal with the flower again. Come on, Lei Zi, you can do it. Hit! Oh, good job. Hit again. Oh, once more. Hit! Oh, she can't do it. Oh no. No! Is that a leak? It's a leak. That makes me so sad. So you don't actually lose your run by doing this. As you can see, it says enemy left. So you do spend a candle for trying to enter a turmoil stage and not actually winning it. But if you want to do it again, you just have to spend another candle. Sometimes you don't have to do a thermal stage in a single try. If you feel necessary, feel free to use 2 candles, 3 candles, eliminate enemies slowly, and then afterwards get back in to get the maximum reward. I'm gonna leave that stage as it is over there, but now you can see that I can't really traverse anywhere because all the doubts, I don't fulfill their conditions or I only fulfill the middle one, doesn't feel as great. So try not to waste your candles. You can actually leave at any point in time, but I do suggest to maximize your candle usage. So in this case, I don't have 1 life point left. I'm going to pick up more max life points in order to grow my current stash. So you can see that my max life points has grown. And then afterwards there's Tavern, there's Legend. Tavern will allow you to spend your ingots, hope, or life points to get more stuff. Also, there happens to be a note or a doubt that told me that I can spend 15 max life points, right? Or I can use it. So since I already have 15 max life points, I can gain a collectible and 3 hope. Sounds great to me. I'll do that. This will allow me to traverse this particular node and go into other paths. So always try to open up the map on the first entry so that you know which things that you might want to do. In this case, I have 2 candles left. I'll go to the tavern. I'll be introduced to a beautiful dragon drawing. I have a lot of ingots right now, so I feel like I want to spend them. I will lose 8 ingots to get a collectible, and it will give me the option again. I will lose 8 ingots to gain a collectible. Seems great. And on my final candle, there's a turmoil. This one's pretty tricky for me to do. I could go maybe to leisure, which will also maybe let me spend hope or ingots to get past. I'm not ready to, I guess, open up into the right side. I feel like I want to get more ingots and hope before I get in here. So I'm going to try the turmoil stage one more time. Do you believe that I'll win on this one? I'll do my very best. In this case, I've learned from my mistakes. I think I should face Lei Zi sideways so that in case anyone were to leap past, they will also be able to receive damage. It's good that the talismans don't come in Lei Zi's way, because otherwise Lei Zi will have to deal with the talismans, but this is good for now. 6 enemies. 1 has been killed, just 5 more left to go. Okay, this guy is coming straight in. I'm not gonna use Inner's skill just quite yet. Inner's can do a little bit of the initial damage, and then Lei Zi help me to burst. Inner's, use your skill so that you can deal with the egg and the flower at the same time. There you go, awesome. And then afterwards, the final one. Come on, we can do this, we can do this. I believe. Just 2 units are powerful. Okay, final 2. I'll use Inner's skill to deal with the flower. Ugh, Inner's is distracted. Oh, no, no, no. Yes! I get my rewards, my ingots, and my collectible. Alright, there you go. Enjoy the rewards whensoever you win. Ooh, I've got a guard ticket. Again, I could be promoting Lei Zi now, but I'm not in a hurry to do so. I'm going to keep the voucher. Once you've run out of all the candles, then you'll be ejected out of the Shifei border and back into the floor that you were once on. So this way, I have returned back to homeland. And then they'll do a coin toss again, and then you're here. Now that we're on floor 3, let me teach you more concepts. On certain floors that you enter, you might get a debuff. You can see what it currently is by clicking on the middle here. May want to pay attention so that you don't get screwed over. Then, on the top right, you will see a currency which is coupons. So coupons are something that you can obtain either via encounters on the regular floors or in the Wonderland, the Shifei border. If you clear the turmoil stages or if you do certain nodes where you buy the coupons, you can increase it. You use coupons for only 3 instances. 1, to refresh the shops, 2, to do another coin toss, and 3, to traverse nodes vertically. So, on the lower ascension level, do take note that for every floor that you enter, a coin toss can be done for free. So if you don't like the current buffs that's currently in play, you can actually just toss again, so that you see what's the new ones. Maybe you can roll into a buff that you want. If you get nothing, it's fine as well. Then, if you notice now I don't have the free option, I have to spend 1 coupon to toss again. You might want to do this when getting into a boss. This is the reason why you want 7 strong coins, so that especially when you're entering a difficult stage, you can toss it so that you get 3 super powerful buffs that you want to use. At this point, I've taught you most of the concepts that you must understand within this game mode, so I'm just gonna fast forward my gameplay and pause when necessary. For these flying guys, do take note that they have very high defense, but if they consume a unit, they will become a flying unit, but their defense will be greatly lowered. So it's not a bad thing to basically make them eat someone, but you need to pay the cost of them being a flying unit. I have some coupons on my hand right now, so I can actually use it to traverse downwards with the cost of 3 coupons. This is one of the few stages where if you wanted to, you could do a Raidian solo. I'm interested to enter the Wonderland again, so I'm gonna do so. Alright, let's see what I can do within this Wonderland. I've hoarded a lot of resources. A tip to give within this IS6 is that resource hoarding is not entirely a bad thing. Having as much life points, hope and ingots is good for you because it means that you can get into more places when doing the Wonderland. So in the case of this, because I haven't spent all my hope, I've been keeping all of these recruitment vouchers. If I enter this doubt right now, you can see that for me to traverse, either I lose 5 ingots and I have to try my luck. Not great because you have to do some coin tossing to get through. Or if not, since I have 12 hope right now, I can actually enter and get 2 collectibles. So holding on to all these things is going to assist you quite a bit. And in this case, I can move on, get more shield if I want to. And then finally, on my last candle, there's another doubt. What does this doubt say? It says to have 1 life point, so I'm going to need to spend. But it's fine, because I have so much ingots, I believe I can spend it on another doubt in order for me to get 2 collectibles once again. I believe it's this one. Oh, also 1 life point. Fine, then I have to spend. Since I don't have a lot of Tong Bao on me right now, or the coins, and I don't have that much candlelit units as well, I think I'm gonna enter the plan so that I can get some new coins to enter the stash. So I'll lose a life point, I can trade out any of these coins to trade into something else, and I'll keep doing this until I've ran out of life. And there you go, I'm done, I've used up my candles, but you know what's the best part now? After holding on to all the recruitment vouchers, I get to finally use them and purchase some units. So in this case, it's done the roll, it's now treating me to the new coins that I have, and then entering the Pathfinder, I can use all of my recruitment vouchers. And this way, I can get some good strong people. So like this, I can promote my Leizi, and then I have double sniper, so I could get a 6-star sniper if I want to. I'm not gonna use Wizardel, lots of people are gonna pick Wizardel. Let's go for something a little bit more fun, like an Arknights for example. And then I can promote her also, and then when it comes to the 5-star, when it comes to the guard 6-star, well, I think Entelekia has been a nice unit within this particular IS, and finally a caster. So it's actually pretty easy for you to get a lot of 6 stars if you would like to. Just need to make sure that you are holding on to these tickets and they will treat you very well. I forgot to check who the boss is prior to coming into this stage because this is a low hovering boss, will gain dodge when it's still flying in the air, so you want to put it down as much as possible. Don't commit my mistake, in this case I should have picked maybe a more trustworthy stun like maybe say Mei, Ash or Click, but I have Lin thankfully that might stun this boss, so let's see how I deal with this stage. Alright, we're in. I'm gonna start the stage with an Innes over here, so that Innes can gain some DP from me. I'm gonna place Raidian in to be the summon. And then afterwards Arknights. So I'm gonna try to put my units ideally away from the ice mountain so that they don't freeze because the boss can actually cast cold. Then afterwards I'll place Lin over here and let's turn on Arknights skill. So Arknights is damaging the boss, but as you know, the boss has dodge, which isn't great. Well, Arknights did just solo the boss. But that's what happens when I play at a lower ascension level. Let's go to floor 4. Okay, I'm now on floor 4 and I've currently got 6 coupons. In the previous boss note, I got a risk coin because I feel like I can take the risk, and I do have an artifact that says I get 1 coupon whenever I pick up a risk coin. So I thought it was nice for me to do so, and now I can probably traverse twice downwards like that. There is a Pathfinder over here, but I only got 1 supporter defender ticket, which will make me feel like it's not very worth for me to spend, so I'll keep on to that ticket and I'm just going to get through all of these combat notes. So we'll do a fast forward from here and I'll pause whenever I've got some tips to tell you. When you have the statue guys right in front of you just like that, again, make sure that your units are in the face of them so that they can deal more damage. So in this case, I'm going to place Raidian here and I'm going to use her summons right in front so that it deals maximum damage. Now when you start getting onto the later floors, you might not want to keep these vouchers anymore because it's not guaranteed that you'll get into a Pathfinder, the place where you candlelight and use these recruitment vouchers, and instead you might just want to just take these stuff already. So in the case of this, I am actually going to just pick this up so that I can have a medic that is ready for the boss stage, the final boss when we play it later. If you're not aware, for this particular stage, that dragon can actually fall into the hole that you see on the right, as long as it doesn't consume anything in the way. This is why you want to destroy the statue guys as early as possible, so that you don't have the ranged tile spawners where it can give the dragon something to consume. Now I'm coming into the guaranteed wonderland that is on the 4th floor, which is the last node. And in here, there is an option where you can spend one of your candles in order to use a recruitment voucher and maybe recruit or promote a unit. In this case, I want to do so because I do have a supporter ticket and my Raidian is still not yet at E2. So I'm going to use one candle and then Raidian is now promoted. There you go. And this way, I can decide again if I want to enter the Wonderland, and I will enter the Wonderland. I just got a coin toss where my risk is now in play and enemies now have increased movement speed and attack. Not the greatest, but it's fine, it's gonna disappear after this. I'm gonna go into leisure because I have tons of ingots and hope, and I think I can spend off my hope and ingots, so let's do just that. I will spam. Gamble. Okay, the game just stopped me from gambling. Sad. Well, my hope is down to very little. I believe I can still promote Enteleki and Lin. Somehow, I'll figure it out later on. I'll get into the legend. This lets me recruit a unit. Having crossed 10 nodes, I can recruit anyone. Okay, again, I don't know if I'll enter a Pathfinder. So, because of that, I'm just going to promote someone straight off the bat. And I'm going to promote Enteleki. So it's gonna cost more hope, but it's fine to me. Then I have some turmoil stages that I could be playing. I will enjoy some turmoil. Alright, we've got bomber drones in this one. So I need to be a little bit more precise with the way that I place my units. Ooh. Calm. Stay calm. Okay, I think I have enough DP. So, I'm gonna place Lin in, followed by Raidian, followed by Arketo, who will have a shield. And then I'm gonna start placing the drones that okay, wait, actually I'm not gonna do anything quite just yet. Okay, I'm gonna not kill the... Never mind, I killed the drone. I wanted the bear! Sad. That way I would have gotten a collectible. Ascension 0 is quite something for me, having played Ascension 15 already. Alright, once again, I have way too many vouchers on my hand right now. I'm just going to recruit someone because I can, so just for fun of it. I'll do another turmoil stage yet again. We're already on floor 5 and my units are getting scary strong thanks to all the collectibles that I've been getting. It's so easy to get collectibles within this integrated strategies that you can always find very unique strategies as to how to clear the stages. There's big HP and attack amplification, and there's also wonderful unit specific skills. Like for example, there's this supporter skills down, great for Raidian. We also have the family stir fry, which is every battle you complete within the Wonderland itself, you can get HP and attack up. Then there's also other stuff with DP cost down, HP up, defense up, and just tons of things. Also things that will debuff the enemies. So keep collecting all these collectibles. You can try to be specific about what you want at first, but later on, just getting a whole stash is a nice feeling for you to play through it. So I'm not going to show you guys my gameplay of these stages on floor 5 until I get to the boss, but there is one final concept that I must teach, and I've kept quiet about this for a while. Personally, I don't use it that much, but sometimes it might save you in a pinch, and that is the word vagary tiles. Vagary tiles are the tiles that are highlighted in yellow in various stages. So if we look at a stage map, for example, you can see the vagary tiles. It's these ones in yellow. So there are notes that state that the leftmost ones and the rightmost ones can give your units advantages. So for example, this one says the leftmost will give ASPD up. There might be another that says HP up or defense up, depending on what it is. So use it to your advantage in terms of the placements. There are also collectibles that help the vagary tiles. Some will gain DP when you deploy units on them. Some will give them the ability to skill regen much better. So use them well, basically. Okay, I've done my shopping, so let's deal with the final boss. Now there's a few ways to go about dealing with this final boss. You're not exactly restricted as to how you want to go about it. So either have your units to be super strong so that you can burst the boss as soon as you see him, or you sustain the damage that the boss is dealing, both onto your units and also the little bomber drones that he keeps sending out. And finally, if you have life points, you could consider leaking some enemies or the boss himself. It is really up to you as to how you want to deal with it. In the case of my current state right now, I don't have the luxury to leak the boss because the boss will take 30 life. So I'm just going to show you guys how I will stall him. Okay, so I'm not going to kill him instantly. I need to teach you guys how to deal with the bomber drones. Okay, so when you're playing this stage, you want to make sure that you have someone that can settle the left lane and maybe the right lane as well. The right lane will merge into the left lane anyways. This is a single lane boss stage, so pretty helpful. Alright, I'm gonna just have Innes to sustain that particular lane that you see over there, followed by Leizi over here, and then I want Entelekia to help me out here and just hold on to the boss. Right? So Entelekia can do quite a fair bit of damage onto the boss, almost to the point that she will just deal with his phase 1. Alright? So in this case, I've eliminated all the enemies with Entelekia and Leizi. What I could possibly do over here is to simply just burst the crap out of the boss, right? I can leave Entelekia in the stage, Leizi in the stage, and maybe Aketo maybe plays a Lin, everybody skill on, boom boom boom, boss is dead. But just to show you guys the concept of the bomber drone, I'm not going to do that, and instead, I'm just going to hold out the boss, alright? So, chuck everyone onto this side of the lane in order to deal with, you know, whatever enemies that come in. Now the boss is going to send the drones out, alright? Now when the drones are in contact with each other, meaning they come in contact in the middle, they will explode with a huge amount of damage. But just like the bomber enemy, the regular one that you see in one of the 3 events, if you come in contact with them, they will explode but for a smaller damage, a damage that you can actually heal for. So you can consider just having a medic in order to try to like out-heal the bomber drones as much as you can. If you need to kind of like hold on to your lane as far as possible, what you can do is to simply have like a fast redeploy in order to just hold out, alright? So that the bomber drones don't actually come in contact with them, just as you see over there, alright? Now you will have to sustain this for quite a few waves as the boss keeps, throwing out his drones. It's a little unfortunate that I have fear, because the fear is kind of messing this up a little bit in terms of like realigning where the drones are going. Now the other way for you to handle the drone is to just try to kill them, basically, as you see over there. Not the most ideal thing for you to do as well, but you can try to simply do that. Lei Zi wouldn't come in contact with the drone, so yeah, just like that. So I got some fear in play. I'm gonna use Lei Zi to help me damage the drones, and at the same time I'm just gonna try to heal, just as you see over there. So that's a big explosion. It's a pretty messy stage, and I think it's unfortunate that my collectible is making this messier than what it should be. But yeah, just try to sustain everything that happens within the stage, really. So you can just focus fire in terms of like killing the smaller enemies first. Then as soon as you find like a good timing in terms of how you can burst down the boss, so let's just say for example, once all of these bomber drones have already finished what they're doing, right? Then I'm going to send in Arketo, I'm going to send in Entelekia. Time when you want to do the kill basically onto the boss in order to assist, and then you perform it. So burst the boss, try to block the bomber drones with your fast redeploys. You can also use Raidian Summon in order to possibly like place someone in front and behind her in order to make sure that they don't explode and die, basically. So that's just pretty much the concepts that you gotta understand when it comes to playing this stage. It is a messy stage, but I do believe that as long as you all plan your artifacts very well, you can definitely win. Get good attack up, get good HP up. ASPD is also gonna help, and the best, easiest way to do it definitely is to just burst the boss as soon as he appears from the red box. If you can't sustain it, then you need to make sure that you have enough healing, enough holding power, so that the boss can be killed, possibly around here or killed after all the enemies are gone. Okay, so I've explained to you guys how IS6 works, I have explained the concepts. The final tips that I have to give on this one is that if you still do not understand how to clear certain stages, I suggest that you watch someone play IS6. So you can come into my live streams, you can watch another streamer if you would like to, and you can see how we deal with the stages. The thing is, I'm already playing at a higher ascension level, so it might not quite mimic, but it does go to say that if I can beat a stage at a higher ascension level, it's gonna feel very easy if you try to learn the same concepts. So go and watch more guides if you require to, but I've basically taught you much that you need to know for yourself to enjoy IS6. Again, I do think this is one of the nicest IS ever to play. I hope more of you can find enjoyment, hopefully after this video, and see you guys in other videos and streams to come. Alright, take care y'all, bye bye.